Welcome back to Morning Live, and we want to focus on a current issue which is of course affecting our schools. And just recently in Makueni, police arrested from two students who tried to sodomize one of them, and it's actually very, very unfortunate that some morals are being swept away in our learning institutions. The core business is not being achieved because of the mindset. So what's happening to our kids in school? In studio, I'm joined by Dolly, who will now be taking us through the whole conversation. Sensitive, but you want to talk to you as it is, because we don't have to escape this thing. Escapism in terms of talking about morals in this country has been the order of the day, but today on Morning Live we want just to lay it as it is. So any offense you might feel like you're offended, trust me, it's just for the good of this country and for the good of the kids in school. Karibu sana Dolly.
Asante.
All right. Sodomy. When you talk about sodomy in schools, it's unfortunate. It's something that we've been hearing over and over again.
True.
Even from primary schools to high schools. Now, just recently in Makueni, it happened.
Form 4 and Form 2.
Form 4 and Form 2, absolutely. And our values eroding in this situation.
True.
Yeah. What do you think?
Where do you want me to start?
Values now, because now it's unfortunate, man. It's like now you think your son is in school.
Yes.
But
he's married.
Yes, he's married. Your son is married from
to another man.
Wow. Interesting.
I was looking at, when I was researching about this topic, I had a difficult time. First of all, I cannot explain the meaning. You will help me.
I know the meaning, but no, I have to Google.
No, Google will tell you the hardest.
Sodomy is generally anal or oral sex between people, or a sexual activity between a person or a non-human.
Now mine told me anal between men.
Between men?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Now the focus in the core business right here in school.
Yes.
What is happening to our kids?
What's happening is, remember what I told you the other day, charity begins at home.
Absolutely.
So when everything erodes in the home, the kids take it to wherever they go. Absentee father, absentee uncle. You know, I might be a single parent. But as I've always said, even if there's no male in my life, I need to introduce my male children to a male figure. There's something they need. So sometimes there's the male figure in the house, but he's not there. So access to internet, pornography, they view all these things and they're like, actually you can do it. Sexual orientation. A friend was telling me that every 48 hours, the sperm level pikes. So if you are not taught well, you need release. You're in a boys' school, what do? You look for someone who is looking for recognition, someone who has a low self-esteem, someone who wants to be loved. And you see, if John and John are now feeling lonely, it happens.
Okay. Why? You see, by the time you have the confidence to go and talk to a fellow man about two of you having anal sex, there must be a problem.
There's actually a problem.
Yes, there must be a problem.
Yes.
By the time, do you think now, you've mentioned parents, you've mentioned caretakers, guardians.
Yes.
But is it about the environment, also the principals in our schools that maybe do not inculcate these values, that so our kids, when they go, my friend, my brother and brother, when you come here,
a couple.
There's nothing like that, like strict rules. Yes, home.
Let me tell you what happens.
Yeah.
They say the girl child is brought up.
Yeah.
The boy child grows up. The girl child is taken care of, taught all these values. The boy child, wewe ni mwanaume, jikaze kimwanaume. So when the boy child just grows up and the girl child is brought up, now when he goes out there, since he grew up on his own, I might have a boy and a girl in my house, but the way I bring up both of them is different. And then another thing, when you go to girls' schools, most of the teachers are female. So it is easier for the female students to talk to the female teachers because from home, the bonding with their mothers.
Sure.
When you go to a boys' school, the teachers, because they are male and they grew up You know, you can't go to Mr. So-and-so. You are like, what should I tell him? So you do your things on your own. So this is what happens.
Okay.
Yes. I told you it's a tough topic.
It's a tough one, but I still have questions to ask. I'm still going back to our institutions. Yes. As much as men maybe grow up, or men kind of just decide to go the direction without guidance, do you think there are loopholes in our learning institutions?
I think they're there because did you see the cook? The cook who was doing that to the students.
Yeah, sure.
I looked at it and I felt so bad. For all this long, the institution was not aware of that. Until the boy who was the boy scholar, akapiga firimbi.
Yeah.
There's some sort of lax.
Okay.
I'm sorry, nisipigwe mawe the institutions.
No
but
problem.
I think for this to happen, and then only one boy realizes 4 years later that this has been happening, there's some sort of lax and watu wame-relax, wamezoeana, everything is okay. Yeah. Too much trust. Wrong ones.
The sexual arousal and of course our hormones as men. Yes, you mentioned something, after 48 hours, magic just happens.
Yes.
But you see, there's something called self-control. Self-control is a very, very important recipe in a man's life. We even have our priests who've been surviving for a very long time. Yes, we have even loopholes in our churches.
Uko tusiende.
Yeah, uko tusiende kwanza. Now, when you see these students from now, day school,
15, 16,
yes, day school, age. Now the transition to high school. Now, these parents are happily releasing their boys to school. Sometimes, and you're a parent.
I am.
You please
with
agree
boys.
with me. Yes, please agree with me that sometimes you feel so relaxed when they go. Is it true?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
You are relaxed.
You're relaxed because you
thinking you are handing them over.
Absolutely.
To someone who can do a job which you're also doing, but in another area, things which I can't do.
Yes.
Then they let me down.
Absolutely. Now, as a parent, how will you know that your son has been affected? Because sometimes they come back for holidays very happy. Life continues as usual. So the things you will need to now go deeper and find out, the hard questions, everything. So parents out here, for the sake of these parents,
befriend your children. Make them your friends. Ask questions. Talk about sexuality with them. You know, we normally talk about sexual education. Tumewachia walimu. What is my work?
Yeah.
The other day I was telling my boy, there was a 9-year-old girl who delivered. Hapa Nairobi last year. I called him and I'm like, angalia, 9 years amezaa. Amezaa na nani? So I told him, be very careful. Wewe pia unaweza zalisha mtu. Be open with them. Share with your children so that when they go out there, no one else teaches them different things. And tell them if someone wants to do 1, 2, 3, 4 to them, come and tell me. The little one, hata ukimwosha tu ane, so and so is touching my, you know. So when you do that to them, when they go out there, they will tell you. We were sharing yesterday, I will not mention the name, with a male friend in our group. And he said when he was in high school, he was almost done that. He ran away, almost raped. Boys' school. He looked female-ish. So you see, he shared, and authority came in. What if he did not share?
Absolutely.
Then I asked some relatives, boys, and I'm like, in your school, you know, now I was looking for it from boys. They said it was there in our school. 2 Form 2s walipatikana kwa bafu. I'm like, so what happened?
Because you asked questions. Actually.
I was asking. So it is important to befriend your children first, teach them about sexuality. They are growing up, tell them, expect this in the morning, this will happen to you. You know, it happens. So don't think it's strange. If you don't tell them, when it happens and those feelings come up, and someone else who was molested at home now wants to molest, they will fall prey.
Now, I'll still use you as an example. I'm very sure your sons have your mobile phones. Yes, they have their mobile phones. During the holidays, they have the liberty to browse anything. Yes. Now, how do you make sure it's strictly? I know at home there's all you can regulate, even your Wi-Fi, everything. But how do you make sure it's strictly the right content for them? Because now that's the most challenging part.
There's a time we had connected the eldest phone with ours. So we will see.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So they don't know.
So, no.
They had an idea
We
that
told
you're
them.
monitoring.
That is my money, that is my phone. You are taking care of it.
Yeah.
So whatever goes in there, I can see on my phone.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. So was it true, Mama? Maybe it was
We
just,
had.
Yeah, okay.
We had done that.
Wow, interesting.
Yes. Then when the boy grew, we sort of let go. You know, you see your child and you're like,
Yes.
this is responsibility.
Yeah,
The other one, I tell him, let me look at your phone.
Okay. See the history.
Unaangalia nini hapo? Yeah, so they know I am checking out. Yeah.
So
I tell them I'm doing this because I love you. Staki vitu kama hizi ziwafanyikie, so understand me.
Okay. And you look strict, by the way.
You know I am.
Yeah. Anyway.
A strict joker.
Yes. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
There must be some humor also in terms of being strict. Mobile phones, the digital world is growing big time.
Very
People
big.
can access pornography material. So for the parents out there, for you have your own tactic.
Yeah.
Monitoring how they're doing. For the parents out there, it's sometimes they're too busy to know.
Very busy.
Very busy to now trying to make sure their future of these kids actually
is
bright.
good, then you lose them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, how can they monitor their online discipline, online, the history? I know it's difficult. It's so difficult to delete your history. But still, how can they monitor?
What I can advise, everybody has their own style of doing things. They don't have to go my way.
Yeah.
But first of all, before you get even to the phones, sit your children down. Show them love. You know, children complain and say, we are not there.
Yeah.
So we've bought them all these gadgets to keep them busy. We don't even know what they're doing. Sit them down, tell them, I am doing this. Can we have a timetable where we can be meeting as a family and just doing things? Befriend them. Then you will not have to go my way.
Yeah.
I was just trying it. I've not done it with the other one, but I tell him, unajua hiyo simu nikitaka nitaconnect na nitaona what you are doing. And they know I can do. So they're like, okay, I'm safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back to our schools. The confidence I told you about now, having the trust to take your child to school.
Yeah, to a boarding school.
And maybe you feel that's where there'll be interactivity with the people from all walks of life, backgrounds, cultures, growth and everything. Now, as much as the values are eroding, I know we have that just a clique of people who are kind of like, they're very, very toxic. Now, how can you be able to now get information from schools? Because schools really, they play PR big time.
They do.
Like when, for example, in when it happened, there's so much PR happening.
Yeah.
Oh, some people are saying
Under the ground.
Yeah, under the ground because of the image of the school.
Yeah.
Because now parents will fear and withdraw their
and
kids.
the children were withdrawn in where the cook was doing that, taken to a different children's home.
Yeah, because now you'll fear for your kid.
You are like, did this happen to mine also?
Yes, PR. PR in our schools, where head teachers need now to come out. Maybe you can tell us about this. Why should they now hide all this? It's for the sake of the
It has happened.
Yeah.
Okay, even you, Nick, if something they say happened to you, you will look for your press guys. They'll come and say, no, alionewa, it didn't happen.
PR,
Image. Yeah, basically to have a clean image.
Yeah, but there's some evidences. Even
if you are shown, they'll still say edited.
Edited. I know that's always the cliche. So why are the head teachers not trying to open up about this, accept and rebuild and just flush out these rotten eggs?
The other day, let me just say this now as a Christian. The other day, some guys were caught. Remember those singers?
Yeah.
And they came and wakaomba msamaha. Do you remember?
Yes.
Do we still talk about it?
It's over.
Silisha.
Yeah.
So I think if these head teachers
could... they're gospel musicians.
Yes, I didn't want to go there.
Yeah. Unfortunately. I had to insist.
The two guys.
Yes.
Yeah. They asked for, we are sorry, we always use the devil's name. Hata mali ayuko. The devil ndiye alifanya hivi and tukawasamehea. So if the head teachers could also go this way, we are very sorry, we did not know this was going on in our school. Forgive us for this coming out. We are going to put in strict measures to take care of this. Simple.
Should we have counselors in school?
Most schools have. Most schools have, and that is why we release our children knowing I have counseled at home, there's a counselor in the school. But if the child does not trust the counselor, you know, a child who is suffering right from home, analeta hiyo ugonjwa wake kwa shule, they will not trust the counselor still. When we were growing up, watoto belong to the society. The jirani could cane you properly as if ni mama yako.
It's true.
I think we need to come back to that. But now nikichapa mtoto wako nitaitwa police.
Yeah, it's a police case. Yeah.
So the counselors are important. The teachers, I don't know. Maybe ama to abolish boarding schools.
I don't know, but as a life coach, there must be the angle of destiny shaping, where you take this boy's hand and lead him through some sanity, some orderly way in terms of being a responsible man, because in the future we hope this guy will be a family guy.
True.
So what is the right way? Because as much as we're talking about sodomy in our schools, not all are actually bad.
I asked someone and she told me where she taught a boys' school for 24 years, they never had that in their school. So she couldn't help me. Told me, uliza wale.
Wamekuwa affected.
So not in every school.
So what should these people do actually, just to make sure we raise a responsible society, the men who will now
let's say it has happened and you've been caught or they are caught. Sit them down. Background check. What's been happening? Wengine ni kufanya tu experiment. They didn't know what they were doing. It was just for fun. Yeah. You know that age group where watu wanaanza kuvuta sigara, how does it taste?
But how can you do that for fun?
Listen, they do it.
Wow, okay.
For fun, tutaonja hii pombe, how is it? And then you get stuck there. And it is easy if you are, now we come in and we don't condemn. We correct in a loving way. Tell it has happened. So now we need to bring in a counselor to get a background check, talk to these boys, because we are talking about boys today. And see what happened, what went wrong where, and correct them. You can take them to juvenile courts, but you segregate. Because if you mix them with the rest, they will be prey.
Absolutely.
So correction in a loving way. And most of them turn back.
As you're winding this up, your last sentiments to a parent who's watching right now, who has boys in boarding schools, and she's worried or he's worried, like, hey, this conversation is actually scary.
It's scary, yes. To someone who is watching, please befriend your children. Befriend them. Ask questions when they come home for holidays. Check them out. Are they moody? Are they keeping off? What is happening? If you know your child, you will quickly know something is wrong. And visit the school. Talk to the teachers. Once in a while, surprise. And the child will know, kuna soja hapa ananichungulia.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
And for those who it has happened to, we are very sorry. There's forgiveness.
Very sorry, but unfortunate. Thank you so much, Julie, for coming.
Welcome.
Always a pleasure having you on set.
Thank you.
The reality is always checks in, and the truth you say from an example, from a parent's angle, always very
and a mother of boys.
A mother of boys. Very active people in this society. And thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure having you. See you soon again.
Soon.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's all we had for you right here on Morning Live. My name is Nick Mudimba. Be sure to join Joyce Omondi Waihiga, who's coming up next with Full Circle. Wow, that conversation has been